All right, welcome to Geometry for AP, End of the Year Worksheet Day 3. We're going to talk about surveyor's method, which is a method used for finding the area of a regular polygon on a coordinate plane. It's also known as the shoelace method, so it can be called that if you want to look it up online and see a little bit more about it. All right, and so the first thing I want you to pause this video and solve each of these equations for y. So please do that now. So this first one here, I get y is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 3/2. This one here, I get y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 6. This one here, I get y is equal to 2x plus 6. And this one here, I get y is equal to negative 3x plus 16. And so I'd like you to graph this on a coordinate plane. So if you want to pause the video and graph this on a coordinate plane, that's good. You may have a hard time with this one, this last one here because of this, and I can explain that for you in just a second. All right, so if I graph these on a coordinate plane, all these lines actually fit on this coordinate plane. So if I graph my first one, goes there, second one goes there, third one goes there, fourth one goes here. And so once I've graphed these on a coordinate plane, if you're wondering how I graph this one right here, which was this line right here, I have to pick values of x till I get one to work that gives me an integer point. And so once I say plug a 4 in and I got this point, then I could use the slope of the negative 3. Remember, this was y equals negative 3x plus 16. I could graph the 3 down, 3 over, 1 over, 3 down, 1 over, and I'd have all my points graphed on here, and then I would have a good line. I just can't use the slope-intercept form to graph the intercept unless I made a huge graph, and I do not want to do that. This shape is a trapezoid, and so I want to find the area of this trapezoid, and I want to do this the easiest way possible. And it would not be easy to find the length of this base here, find the length of this base here, find the length of this height, and put it all into the formula and solve that. What I can use is surveyor's method. All I need for surveyor's method are the intercepts of each of these lines. I need those vertices. Okay, and so this is my figure here. And so I shaded my figure, and like I said, it's a trapezoid. So in order to do surveyor's method, the first thing we want to do is we want to list the order pairs and repeat the first order pair. So that looks like this. I started at 0, 6, negative 3, 0, 7, negative 5, 4, comma 4. And we list that first point a second time because what that does is that closes in the figure. And we always list our points counterclockwise. It just doesn't matter where you start. So wherever you start, you go counterclockwise around. And so you list your first point a last time to close the figure in. Okay, next. We cross product up and down. So this is the products, cross product. So negative 3 times 6, 7 times 0, 4 times negative 5, 0 times 5. So negative 3 times 6 is 18. 7 times 0 is 0. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. 0 times 4 is 0. And then I do the same thing going down. So I did up, and now I go down. 0 times 0 is 0 in blue. Negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 6 is 24. So that's step 2. Add the cross products up and down. So I add all those numbers there, and I add all those numbers together there. Then I do 1/2 the absolute value. So this is a negative 38. This right here, when we add those together here, we have 28 plus 24 plus 15. That gives me a 67. And so 1/2 the absolute value of negative 38 minus 67. That's 105. So 1/2 of the absolute value of 105, which then gives me 52.5 units. And that is the exact area of that figure on that coordinate plane. And there you have it. So this is the surveyor's method. Now, this is a convex polygon. It's a quadrilateral. We have a formula for it. But this formula will work for any kind of figure on a coordinate plane. It can be very complex. It can be concave. It can be hexagon, octagons, anything, and it'll work. All right, so let's take a second. I want you to just practice solving for y. I'm going to graph this one for you anyways. So pause the video, solve each of these equations for y. I want you to make sure you practice that. It's to watch for your signs and things like that. Okay, so here is this figure graphed. Or appears are a little bit different this time. This is not a trapezoid. So, and it's not a kite, but you got to find the area of this figure. So, again, let's run through that process again. List all the ordered pairs and then repeat the first order pairs. So if you want to pause the video and do that again, please do that. All right, then do your cross products up and down. So pause the video, do your cross products. Then you can check when you turn the video back on again. Okay, and then you do 1/2 the absolute value. And then you should have that answer. A is equal to 63. And that is the area of this quadrilateral. Again, not a trapezoid this time. No true formula to find the area of this figure. You'd have to break this into pieces and chunks and try to figure out what each little piece is to add them all together. It could be very tough. All right, so here's another one. I've graphed the figure for you already. We'll just have a figure on a coordinate plane. And so pause the video and work this one, see if you can find the area of this problem. Okay, your area should be 42. So this is one that I want you to make sure that you go do. What shape is this, by the way? Well, it is a kite. But it would not be very easy to find the length of those diagonals and cross multiply them. The surveyor's method just works so much easier. All right, here's another one for you to practice. This one's a nice trapezoid. So stop the video and try this one. Now, if you did this one, let's do a little quick check. Actually, in this figure here, I could break this apart into a trapezoid and triangle. So if I did that, it'd be 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2 plus 1/2 base times height because we've got a triangle. So that'd be 1/2. My height is 1, 2, 3, 4. My base 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, plus my other base, which is 6. And so that'd be a 2 times 10. So that'd be equal to 20 for that trapezoid. And then 1/2, my base is going to be 6. My height is going to be 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be equal to 9. And I'm hoping you got an answer of 29 for this problem. I had 29. So the area was 29. If you got the same area as I did, then you know you did your surveyor's method right. All right, now let's go through the process of this one. You practiced this one already. I'm actually going to do this one at the end of the video. So again, your cross products. There are your cross products. We closed the figure up. Remember, you had to relist that first point again. So your cross product should have been this. When you add them together, you should have gotten that. And then when you simplify that, you should have had an area of 42 for that kite. Okay. And for this figure, if you use surveyor's method, well, if I go through this, that's going to be, actually, I'm not going to go through this one. If you had this one wrong, then you're going to need to ask in class to get help. Okay. And that's the end of our video.